We just got a major update regarding Spider-Man 4, and this movie sounds like it's going to be insane. It is unfortunately not going to be a street-level film that everyone I think wanted, but instead this sounds like it's going to be this crazy multiversal movie with multiple symbiotes, Andrew and Tobey returning. This update is just absolutely nuts. Now, it comes to us from Alex Perez over at the Cosmic Circus. He's a very reliable industry insider. And this is what he had to say about Spider-Man 4. It says multiple symbiotes will appear in the movie. Now, that's pretty exciting. It sounds like there's going to be maybe some kind of like symbiote war happening in the streets of New York. He also says there is a very strong possibility that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up in the movie with a substantial role. Now that, I think, is really exciting. I know some people are going to complain, say, oh, it's just nostalgia, blah, 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 but you got to think about the story of the movie. If this movie involves the multiverse and symbiotes and all that, it does make sense for the other Spider-Mans to appear. Alex also said the film is leaning slightly towards a cosmic storyline rather than street level. And he kind of talked about that right here. He said with each passing day, it becomes more and more multiversal than street level. So I'm guessing the movie probably opens up with Peter, struggling to pay his rent. Maybe he's applying for a job at the Daily Bugle or something. And then as the movie progresses, more and more symbiotes are popping up. Maybe Null ends up popping up because that was a big rumor too, that Null might be a villain for Spider-Man 4. So it just sounds like Spider-Man 4 is going to go like off the rails crazy as each day passes by. Then Alex also said that Spider-Man 4 is going to take place in New York City. Now I know some people are going to say, oh, well, isn't that obvious? Well, kinda. But I think with all of this crazy multiversal cosmic symbiote stuff happening, I think there's going to be like a full-on assault in New York City where the symbiotes are like taking over. Maybe instead of Null covering all of Earth in a giant symbiote, maybe he just like plans an assault on New York City or something and covers all of New York in this like giant symbiote. I don't really know. It just sounds like this movie's gonna be crazy. Now, Alex also said that Black Cat is not going to appear in Spider-Man 4. Now, that's pretty big because I think the original plan was for Black Cat to be in Spider-Man 4 back when this movie was planned to be a street-level film with Daredevil and Kingpin and all that. But with this movie going in a completely different direction with multiple symbiotes, Null, maybe Venom crosses over, like all this crazy stuff is going to happen. It just wouldn't really make sense to have Black Cat in this movie anymore. Then the last bit of news that Alex gave us regarding Spider-Man is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is not going to make an appearance in Venom: The Last Dance. Now, I think that was kind of obvious. Like, I don't really see why he would pop up in that movie. Like, maybe a post-credit scene or something, but honestly, I think the way the movie is going to end is with Eddie possibly dying and then his consciousness shifting over to the Venom symbiote that was left in the MCU. And then I think Tom is going to get the black suit, which Alex does talk about. He says that Tom Holland will get that symbiote and have it for a few movies. And I think what they're probably going to do is have Tom Hardy voice Venom when Peter Parker, like Tom Holland's Peter Parker, gets the symbiote. I think that would be super, super cool. Like, maybe Null kills Venom in the Sony universe, but then the consciousness shifts to the MCU symbiote that was left there. So you can continue to use Tom Hardy as the voice of the symbiote as Peter is wearing the suit. I think that is just awesome. Well, yeah, guys, there you have it. That is the latest updates for Spider-Man 4. Now, take this with a grain of salt because it's not absolutely confirmed. It is coming from a very reliable source, but it's not, set in stone, like confirmed 100%. But there is a lot of insiders all saying pretty much the same thing, that this movie's going to be just, multiversal. It's going to involve symbiotes and possibly Null. And honestly, I think that's probably what's going to happen. At the end of this month, when Venom: The Last Dance comes out, I think we're going to have a better idea of what Spider-Man 4 is going to be about, because if this is all true, that Spider-Man 4 is going to involve, multiple symbiotes and possibly Null and all that, I think the end of Venom: The Last Dance is going to really tease that hard. Especially if my theory is true about Eddie Brock dying in the Sony universe and then shifting the consciousness to the symbiote in the MCU 616 universe. Let me know what you guys think about this latest update on Spider-Man 4 down below in the comments. I think it's going to be pretty divisive. I know some people really wanted that street-level film, and I know some people are going to really like this, and I've seen a lot of people arguing about it on Twitter, so just let me know your thoughts about this down below.